The kingdom of God is within you. Luke chapter 17, verse 21. What a profound and powerful truth. For centuries we have looked outside of ourselves for salvation, for meaning, for God. We've read the stories, we've heard the sermons, and we've revered the figures from afar. But what if the greatest spiritual story ever told is not just a historical account, but a roadmap to the deepest parts of your own soul? What if the 12 disciples of Yahshua are not just men who walked the earth 2,000 years ago, but living, breathing archetypes that exist within each and every one of us right now? This is the journey we're going to embark on together today. We are going to peel back the layers of dogma and tradition to uncover a mystical truth that has the power to transform your life from the inside out. We will explore how each of the 12 disciples represents a fundamental quality of your own consciousness, a divine faculty waiting to be awakened and integrated. This isn't just a story about them, it's a story about you. It's about discovering the faith of Peter, the wisdom of James, and the love of John within your own heart. So I invite you to open your mind, open your heart, and breathe. Let's create a sacred space right here, right now, to explore the divine tapestry of your own being. We're going to look at these 12 powerful energies not as distant figures, but as intimate aspects of our shared human experience on the path to awakening. Are you ready to meet the disciples who live within you? Let's begin this super soul journey. We will start with the one Yeshua called the Rock, Simon Peter. Peter represents the very foundation of our spiritual journey, faith. This is not a blind belief in something outside of yourself, but a deep, unshakable trust in the divine intelligence that guides your life. It's the bedrock upon which you build everything else. When you feel lost or uncertain, it is the Peter within you that provides stability, that anchors you in the knowing that you are supported, that you are on the right path. This faith is the solid ground beneath your feet, allowing you to withstand the storms of life without being swept away. It's the quiet confidence that whispers, all is well, even when the world around you is in chaos. Think about a time you had to take a leap of faith. That was you, activating your inner Peter. This archetype is the part of you that commits to the journey, that says yes to the call of your soul. It's the courage to believe in what you cannot yet see. Cultivating this aspect of yourself means consciously choosing to trust the process, to believe in your own inner strength and in the goodness of the universe. It is the first and most essential step. Before you can gain wisdom or express love light, you must first have faith. You must have that solid rock within you, that unwavering foundation of belief in your own divine nature and your connection to the all. Next, we meet James, the son of Zebedee. He is the archetype of wisdom, but not the kind of wisdom you find in books or lectures. This is the wisdom of inner knowing, of spiritual truth that arises from the quiet sanctuary of your own soul. This is your intuition, your gut feeling, that deep resonant knowing that speaks to you when you still the noise of the outside world. James represents the part of you that can discern truth from illusion, the part that understands the deeper meaning behind life's events. He is the sage within, the quiet observer who sees beyond the surface and comprehends the intricate web of connection that unites all things. To awaken the James within is to commit to a practice of listening. It's about creating moments of silence in your day to turn inward and ask, what is my truth in this moment? It means honoring those subtle nudges and quiet whispers from your soul, even when your logical mind protests. This inner wisdom is your most reliable guide, your true north. It's the voice that gently corrects your course when you stray and lovingly affirms you when you are aligned with your purpose. When you learn to trust this voice, you no longer need to seek validation or answers from outside yourself. You become your own oracle, guided by the profound and unshakable wisdom that has been within you all along. And then there is John, often called the beloved disciple. And what does he represent? The most powerful force in the universe, love. This is not just romantic love or familial affection, this is divine love. It's a heart-centered awareness, a profound and unconditional compassion for yourself and for all of creation. The John within you is the part of your consciousness that seeks connection, that feels empathy, that understands that at our core we are all one. It is the engine of your spiritual awakening, the very essence of the Christ consciousness that Yahshua embodied. Awakening John is learning to see with the eyes of the heart. When you operate from this center of love, your entire perception shifts. Judgment dissolves into acceptance. Fear gives way to compassion. Resentment is transformed by forgiveness. Cultivating your inner John means practicing loving kindness, first toward yourself, forgiving your own perceived flaws and embracing your inherent worthiness. Then, you extend that love light outward to your family, your community, and even to those you find challenging. It is a conscious choice to lead with your heart, to allow love light to be your guide, the guiding principle in your thoughts, words, and actions. For it is only through the lens of light love that we can truly see the divinity in ourselves and in one another. Love is the path and the destination. Now we turn to Andrew, Peter's brother. If Peter is faith, Andrew is the strength that sustains that faith. He represents endurance, perseverance, and unwavering spiritual stability. The spiritual path is not always a gentle stroll. Sometimes it's a steep climb, filled with challenges and moments that test our resolve. It is the Andrew within us that gives us the power to keep going, to push through the difficulties, and to remain steadfast in our commitment. This is not a brute, aggressive force, but a quiet, resilient strength that comes from a deep inner core. It's the spiritual stamina that allows you to hold your light steady, even when winds of adversity blow. Think of Andrew as the strong, silent pillar that supports the temple of your soul. He is the discipline you bring to your spiritual practice, whether it's daily meditation, prayer, or mindful living. He is the resilience that helps you get back up after a fall, not with self-criticism, but with a renewed sense of purpose. To cultivate your inner Andrew is to recognize that you possess a well of strength far deeper than you imagine. It's about consciously choosing to persevere, to face your challenges head-on, not with tension, but with a calm, centered power. It is this enduring strength that allows your faith to mature and your spirit to soar to new heights. Philip comes to us representing power. Now, let's be clear about this word. This is not the power of dominance or control over others. This is the divine power of expression, the power of your authentic voice, and the willpower to align your actions with your highest truth. The Philip within you is the faculty that allows you to speak your truth with clarity, confidence, and compassion. He is the part of you that asks the big questions, that seeks to understand and then articulate that understanding. When Philip is awakened, you are no longer afraid to express your unique perspective or to be a voice for what you believe in. This divine power is also your willpower, the focused energy you use to create your reality. It is the conscious direction of your life force. Activating the Philip within means making a deliberate choice to use your words and actions to uplift, to inspire, and to create beauty in the world. It's about moving from a place of passive observation to active participation in your own evolution. It's finding the courage to say no to what drains your energy and yes to what feeds your soul. When you speak and act from this place of authentic power, you are channeling your higher self, allowing the divine to express itself through you in a way that only you can. Next, we welcome Bartholomew, also known as Nathanael, the one of whom Yeshua said, "Behold an Israelite indeed, in whom there is no guile." Bartholomew represents imagination. And I'm talking about the highest form of imagination, the faculty of inner vision, divine intuition, and the insight of the third eye. This is not about daydreaming or fantasy. It is the ability to perceive truths that lie beyond the five physical senses. The Bartholomew within you is the visionary, the dreamer, the mystic who can see the potential, the possibility, the divine pattern woven into the fabric of reality. He is the bridge between the seen and the unseen worlds. To awaken your inner Bartholomew is to learn to trust your intuition, those flashes of insight and sudden knowings that come to you out of the blue. It's about honoring your dreams and paying attention to the symbols and synchronicities that life presents to you. It means cultivating a relationship with your inner world through practices like meditation, visualization, and creative expression. When you allow your sacred imagination to guide you, you begin to co-create your life with the universe. You start to see solutions where you once saw problems and to recognize the divine blueprint for your life unfolding in perfect, beautiful ways. You learn to see with the soul's eye. And now, Matthew the tax collector, a man who in his time represented worldly attachment and the ego's desires. His story of leaving it all behind to follow Yeshua is honestly one of the most powerful. Matthew represents the will, specifically the conscious choice to align your personal will with the divine will. He symbolizes that pivotal moment in our journey when we realize that our ego-driven plans and ambitions are finite and often lead to suffering. It's the moment we choose to surrender, to let go of our tight grip on how we think things should be, and open ourselves to a higher path. This is often one of the most challenging faculties to develop, because our ego fights to stay in control. But the surrender Matthew represents is not an act of weakness, it is an act of profound strength and trust. It is consciously choosing the divine path over the ego's path. It's a daily practice of saying, "Not my will, but thy will be done." This means letting go of the need to control outcomes, releasing attachment to specific results, and trusting that a higher intelligence is orchestrating your life for your greatest good. When you awaken the Matthew within, you find an incredible sense of freedom and peace. You stop fighting the current of life and instead allow yourself to be carried by its divine flow. The Apostle Thomas. We all know him as Doubting Thomas. For centuries, doubt has been seen as the opposite of faith, something to be ashamed of. But what if we've misunderstood Thomas? What if he represents something essential to a form of authentic spirituality? Truthfully, Thomas is the archetype of understanding. He teaches us that sincere doubt is not a weakness, but a doorway to a deeper, more personal truth. He wasn't willing to accept things on blind faith. He needed a direct personal experience, and in that need, he represents the honest seeker, the spiritual scientist within each of us. The Thomas within you is the part that questions, that probes, that refuses to accept easy answers. He pushes you beyond surface-level beliefs to find a truth that you can feel in your own bones, a truth that is unshakable because it is born of your own experience. This kind of doubt is not cynical or destructive, it's a sacred inquiry. It moves you from "I believe" to "I know." So, instead of shaming your doubt, I invite you to honor it. Let your questions lead you. Follow your "I don't know" into the mystery. It is in this honest seeking, this courageous questioning, that you will find the clarity and profound understanding that your soul craves. Thomas shows us that doubt is not the enemy of faith, but its catalyst. We meet another James, the son of Alphaeus. This James is often seen as one of the more obscure disciples, but his role within us is honestly vital. He represents order, divine order, harmony, balance, and inner structure. In a world that often feels chaotic and overwhelming, the James within us is the faculty that creates coherence and peace, both internally and externally. He is the part of our consciousness that understands that everything has its rightful place, that there is an underlying rhythm and pattern to the universe. He brings a sense of calm, structured harmony to the symphony of our lives. Awakening this disciple means consciously bringing order to your life. This isn't about rigid control or perfectionism. It's about creating systems and structures that support your well-being and spiritual growth. It can be as simple as creating a clean and peaceful home environment, establishing a regular routine for your spiritual practice, or organizing your thoughts through journaling. It's about finding a harmonious balance between work and rest, doing and being, giving and receiving. When you cultivate your inner James, you create a life that flows with more ease and grace. You build a strong, stable container for your spiritual energy to flourish, allowing all the other faculties to work together in beautiful, divine harmony. Now we come to Thaddeus, also called Jude. He represents a fiery, powerful, quality zeal. But this isn't the zeal of fanaticism or rigid dogma. This is the zeal of the soul. It's your passion, your deep-seated conviction, the pure, unadulterated energy of your life's purpose. Thaddeus is the fire in your belly, the divine enthusiasm that propels you forward on your path. He is the part of you that knows why you are here and is passionately committed to living that truth. When your inner Thaddeus is awakened, you feel alive, vibrant, and filled with a sense of mission. This sacred zeal is what gets you out of bed in the morning, excited to engage with life. It's the energy that fuels your creativity, your service, and your growth. It's the unwavering conviction in the power of love and truth. To connect with this disciple, you must ask yourself, what makes my heart sing? What am I truly passionate about? What cause or purpose ignites my soul? Don't be afraid of this intensity. Embrace it. Let your passion be your guide. When you align your actions with this soul purpose energy, you tap into an infinite source of vitality and inspiration. You become an unstoppable force for good in the world, driven by the sacred fire of your own divine zeal. Simon the Zealot, not to be confused with Simon Peter. The name Zealot links him to a political group known for their fierce desire for freedom from Roman rule. Mystically, Simon represents renunciation. Not the renunciation of life's joys, but the renunciation of illusion. He is the archetype of detachment, the powerful ability to let go of everything that is not your true self. He is the part of you that cuts the cords to limiting beliefs, negative patterns, old grievances, and egoic attachments that keep you imprisoned. Simon is the great liberator of the soul. Awakening the Simon within you is a profound act of spiritual house cleaning. It requires courage and honesty to look at your life and ask, what am I holding on to that no longer serves my highest good? It could be a job, a relationship, a belief about yourself, or a fear that you've carried for years. Renunciation is the conscious and loving act of releasing these burdens. It is declaring your freedom from the tyranny of the ego and the illusions of the material world. This letting go is not a loss. It is a profound gain. It creates an empty space within you, a sacred spaciousness, where the divine can rush in, filling you with peace, clarity, and true, unshakable freedom. Finally, we must face the most challenging, the most misunderstood of all the disciples, Judas Iscariot. For so long, he has been the symbol of ultimate betrayal, but in a mystical sense, his role is absolutely essential. Judas represents the shadow, the ego, and the necessary betrayal of our limited self that must occur for our true divine self to be resurrected. He is the part of us that brings our deepest fears, our hidden darkness, and our egoic attachments to the surface. He forces us to confront the parts of ourselves we would rather deny. And this confrontation is not a punishment, it is a profound gift. The betrayal of Judas is what initiates the ultimate transformation. It is the crisis that shatters the old you, the dark night of the soul that precedes the dawn of awakening. Without Judas, there is no crucifixion of the ego, and without the crucifixion, there can be no resurrection into Christ consciousness. To embrace your inner Judas means to stop running from your shadow. It means having the courage to look at your greed, your envy, your fear, your insecurities, not with judgment, but with compassion and a desire to understand. It is only by bringing this darkness into the light of your awareness that it can be healed and integrated, leading to your ultimate wholeness and rebirth. He is the gatekeeper to your greatest growth. So you see, the story of Yeshua and his 12 disciples is not just their story, it is your story, it is my story. It is the eternal story of the human soul's journey back to itself. Peter's faith, John's love, Thomas's questioning, and even Judas's shadow. All of these powerful archetypes, these divine faculties, live within you right now. They are not distant historical figures, but intimate, living potentials within your own consciousness, waiting patiently for you to recognize them, to awaken them, and to bring their unique gifts into harmony. Your life, with all its triumphs and challenges, is the sacred ground where these 12 are called to rise. Every time you choose faith over fear, you awaken Peter. Every time you lead with your heart, you awaken John. Every time you bravely face your own shadow, you awaken Judas and prepare for your own resurrection. This is the great work. It is the journey of becoming whole, of integrating all the disparate parts of yourself into one unified divine expression. You are the Christ, and these 12 are the powers that serve your awakening. Don't look for the kingdom in the sky above or in some distant future. Turn your attention inward, to the sacred temple of your own being. Listen closely, feel deeply, for the great truth, the one that changes everything, has been here all along. When the Christ within awakens, the 12 within rise to serve. For the kingdom of heaven is not found in the sky or on earth, but within you.